and it itched like crazy. Sam's plastic chair was just beneath a badly painted mural made up of St. Anthony of the Desert, a bald man with a beard that looked more like a waterfall of noodles, alongside the giant words that Mr. Spaulding thought were inspirational. Be sadder. S is for saintly, A is for active, D is for diligent, D is also for determined, Y is for yesness, R is for responsible. Sam turned his head to the side and ground the itchy scab spot against R is for responsible. All around Sam, the little rectangular commons echoed with the violence of ping-pong, laughter, and the bloop and ring of the pinball machine. Two of the boys were rotating through Mr. Spaulding's antique disco records, squeaking one quick beat to a stop, only to start up another nearly identical one.
Sam?
Peter Eagle, the tallest and toughest of all the ranch brothers, pointed his ping-pong paddle at Sam from across the room. His dark hair looked like midnight polished into glass, and his eyes were volcanic, even when he was happy.
Need a drink? More water? A Coke?
Sam shook his head just as Peter spun away, smacking his opponent's stealth serve back across the net without looking.
Ha!
Peter slapped his chest with his paddle.
Nothing sneaks past this. Nothing.
Bardo, long and lean, set a stack of tattered comics on the floor beside Sam and adjusted his broken and rewired glasses.
You okay?
He asked.
Need anything else?
I'm good, Sam said.
And thanks for today.
He managed to smile.
I've never seen anybody kick a vulture.
Yeah, you have, Bardo said.
But those birds were bold today. Glad they didn't tear out any chunks before we found you.
Bardo sniffed. He was always serious, his lips too tightly pursed for smiles. But he had helped Sam out of trouble more than anybody. He picked 2 comic books for himself, patted Sam's shoulder awkwardly, and drifted off into a corner. Sam looked down at the comics. He had already read every one of them a dozen times, mostly retellings of classic novels, and his favorite fat paperback was already spread wide on his knee. Sam knew the adventures of its misunderstood outlaw hero well enough to flip to his favorite sections by feel, and most of his daydreams echoed scenes in the book, but he couldn't read anything right now. His mind was slipping away, slowly and gently at first, and then, once it was free of the ranch and the commons and the moment, it raced. Sam's eyes trembled, wide and unblinking, leaking water down his freckles. Most boys who let their minds wander end up looking even dumber than they did moments before, limp faces and sagging jaws, droopy eyes and droopy lips always in danger of drooling. But Sam's face didn't go slack. His jaw tightened. His freckle-stained cheeks shivered just enough to worry anyone who might be paying mind. He might still be sitting right there in the commons. But Sam Miracle was lost all over again. Over the course of its 70-year history, Sadder had been home to a total of 144 destitute youth. Of those, fully a third had grown up and gone to prison or had died while committing some kind of crime. Of the 12 current residents, only Peter was truly bad, already having burned down a gas station. His best friend, Drew, was mostly bad, already having wished that he could burn something down too. But all the boys were difficult. If you asked the Spauldings, they'd tell you that Sam Miracle was the most difficult of all. The most difficult ever. Yes, Skinny Sam Miracle. He never fought. He wasn't loud. He was young, but he was still the worst boy they had ever agreed to guardian in 19 years of agreeing to guardian absolutely any boy the state of Arizona might be willing to send them, along with a check. And when they said Sam was the worst, they weren't wrong. For starters, Sam's mind was off. Away, lost, often. He'd forget to drink water while he was working. He'd forget to blink in the sun. He had to be fenced like a cow or he'd wander off into nowhere and helicopters would have to be called. Sam Miracle had daydreams so